Hey guys, Charlotte here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Fallen, and this is by Lauren Kate. It is a pretty buzzed about book. I mean, it wasn't written recently. It was written in 2009. But anyway, it's a popular book, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. An obsession is forming. Let me just say that. An obsession is forming. Okay, so actually in reality, I just finished Torment, which is the second book in this series, but, yeah. That doesn't make sense, does it? Okay, so I usually write my reviews for Goodreads, then a few days later film the video review when I'm actually, like, up to it. So I read Torment. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm so mixed up today. I literally finished Torment less than 20 minutes ago, and after I finish a book, I'm like reeling for like 2 hours or more. I'm just reeling. And so let me get down to business. This book is about Luce, and she's pretty much seen shadows her whole life, and they haunt her, really. And it gets so bad when that one time there's this accident. They don't really go into huge details about this accident, but you just need to know there was a fire and someone died. So anyway, after a while, she is sent to a reform school because her parents have no idea what to do with her. She's at this reform school when she sees this guy, and she looks at him right away, and something like happens inside of her. Like, it's not one of those things like, oh my god, he looks so cute. It was something that was like lingering. Like, she felt like she knew him. And it turns out that they did know each other from past lives. And this book is about Luce and Daniel and their sort of forbidden love. Every time Daniel and Luce sort of get close, this isn't spoiling anything, they're torn apart by death. Yeah. And I don't get scared because this isn't spoiler. It's literally like, look. Yeah, it's not a spoiler. It's like one of the advertisements for the book that they can't be together. I'm not going to say specifically what happens because that would be giving stuff away, but blah blah blah. Okay, so let's get on to the specifics because I am rambling on like a lunatic. This was a guilty pleasure book. It's not something that was to be taken too seriously writing-wise, because the writing can kind of get choppy in some of it, and the whole thing got choppy at some points. And let me show you something. Does this font look big to you? Because it looked big to me. When I first picked this up, I thought I was reading a large print book. But that's probably just because I read small printed books normally. I don't know. That was one of my observations. Anyway, this was a guilty pleasure book because I honestly could not put it down. Same with Torment. I couldn't put this down, and it definitely had that thing. I would think I'd be lying in bed, like, with the lights off, and I'd be, like, going to sleep, and I'd be thinking about it. I'd be like, could I start reading again? I am reading this other book right now, but I'd say, oh, okay, let's read a chapter of each. One chapter of each book right now. And I'd pick up this one, and I'd read this one for, like, 3 hours. Have I mentioned that I haven't gotten past page 30 in that book so far? And, yeah. Do you get my drift? It's really one of those books. My glasses are, like, glaring, and let's do the issues quickly. Okay, at the end of the book, it got really sappy. Like, Daniel and Luce, I was just like, should I not be reading this? This is pretty personal. Not like inappropriate, but it was just like so sappy. I was like cringing a little bit. Thing was the chapters. You know when a book has a chapter and it finishes and then the new chapter is like the same time, the same place, and like what is happening? I love those because you know what's happening and you know everything. Well, not everything, but you know what's happening. But when in these books, it's like the chapter finishes and then it's like a few days later. I'd be okay if it was like one day or like a few hours later, but this was like at least 3 days later in each of the books, in each of the chapters. And that upset me. I don't like those kind of books. Okay, as for the characters, I really liked them because they were all creative and they were all different. And that's like an A+ in my book. But, Luce. I know, you're supposed to love the main character, right? But, no. I love her in all aspects except she fell for like 5 guys at once. I'm just saying in general in this book, she has this true eternal love with Daniel, but this lingering thought comforts her when she's with Cam. Ugh. Loose. And this would be completely fine because that adds drama and that's what you need in books. Except I just finished Torment, and in Torment the same thing happened with another guy. Pattern, Lauren Kate, pattern. And I hate patterns when it comes to romance. Those are all my negative stuff. Yeah. I really should be more serious when I make videos. So, this got a 4 out of 5 stars rating. And I listed all the negative things, but the thing is, since they only knocked off like 1 star at all, they were I could deal with them. I didn't care that much. They were just little lingering things that like really annoyed me. That's not really convincing, is it? But what I'm saying is you should read this book. You should try it for yourself because I've seen only mixed reviews. There's mixed reviews, and I feel like this is definitely the book that if you want to try it, you definitely need to try it. You can't really go totally off other people's opinions. You need to focus on what is right for you. This is Fallen Angels too. There's no vampires or stuff. And I, for one, wasn't huge in Fallen Angels, but this book kind of changed my outlook, so I guess that's good. All in all, try this book, try it for yourself, and in my opinion, you will not be let down. It's maybe something you just don't want to take too seriously. Don't take it to heart. I don't know. People take books to heart. Maybe non-fiction books. This is fiction. I mean, what am I saying? I need to go. I'm rambling, and I need to go reread a bit of Torment. So